Welcome back to Mums and Melanin. My name is Iola.
I'm Debbie.
I'm Takoni.
And I'm Tuma. And today we're talking about internet usage and screen time for the kids. I think it's a big one in this current society.
Think so I think I've mentioned before that my 5-year-old Isaiah is Sonic mania. He's like #1 fan. And I think this all came from him watching YouTube. So take it back, maybe like he was 2 or 3 and like I guess that's when we introduced, like, you know, like generally you put on the TV or you put on like YouTube to watch like the nursery rhymes or the you know, the counting shows or whatever the situation may be. And you know, obviously it's fine, isn't it? Because you know, they're seeing the colours and they're learning and they'll be singing the ABCs, they're learning and singing the songs and you're thinking, oh, this is great. Yeah, you know, they're watching TV, but so what? They're learning. Yeah. But then actually they get used to watching the TV or watching the iPad to watch the YouTube they're listening to the songs, but then as they get older, they learn to skip and start picking what they want to watch. Fine. So with Isaiah, this now led him down the pathway. It started with, I don't know if you guys remember the Thomas phase. He was like train mad. He started watching Thomas the Tank Engine, which then led to him watching underground trains going. No, people do train spotting. So then he would now watch them doing the train spotting and be watching the trains, making the sounds. This guy knew the Northern Victoria line from beginning to end. Wow. And he could tell you the stations. Like, but this is all from watching Thomas. Yeah. That now led him down the path to now Pac-Man. Hey, my son thought he was one. He would be walking around. And I just thought, is there something wrong with my son? It wasn't. That led him to Mario, that led him to Sonic. We're at Sonic and we've stayed at Sonic for the past 2-3 years. So this is where we are. But the YouTube, it's very consuming. He can sit down and watch it for like hours on end if given the chance to. And as a mum, I find it so difficult to just allow him to do that because I just feel like it's mind numbing. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, like, there's parents or like there's people that will say, I only allow my child to have an hour of screen time or half an hour of screen time a day. And I think, that sounds great. And I've tried to implement it. But then the reality is, if I'm trying to do something and I need them to stay quiet or I just need them to not be bothering me, I'm going to give you the phone. I'm going to give you the iPad. Or I'm going to let you go watch the TV. And 2 hours will go by and he will still be there and I'm forget because I'm working or I'm doing something. And then I start feeling bad, like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? I should be feeding your brain with knowledge. I should be like interacting with you and doing things that are actually building your brain cells as opposed to like essentially dumbing it down with this crap that you watch. And it's not the TV or the YouTube that's going to be raising my child. Like he's learning vocabulary from the TV. At some point, as I was speaking with an American accent because the YouTubers he was watching had accents.
They were American.
Mom, can I? Huh? Can you speak properly? Because we don't speak. And it used to irritate me. Can you speak properly? Sorry, I don't know. I can't even. Guys, don't mind me. But it's ultimately, like it made me feel like I'm not doing this mothering thing correctly, and it's something that plays on my mind. So even now I'm like, okay, fine. He looks forward to, he's like, Saturday, I can do anything I want. I can play my PlayStation. And everything is very much gadget orientated. And I'm like, before 9, before 12, if I can stretch it to before 12, like, please, because he'll come downstairs 7 o'clock, Daddy, can I play my, and I'm like, no, you cannot. And he'll go from one device to the next. And I really feel as a mother that this is not what you should be doing. But I don't know how to combat it so that we're both getting what we need out of the deal. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how you guys feel.
It's really difficult because of the way the world is going, innit? Technology is almost everything, innit? But at the same time, like you're saying, it's not having them sitting there and you're feeling, as a parent, you're feeling like their brain cells are just wasting away or they're not doing anything that could be a bit constructive or educational. For me, we have 2 iPads in the house. Why? We have 2 iPads in the house, and obviously the kids can watch YouTube on the TV or whatever. So most times it's Sienna on the TV and the younger ones are. Even Zeke, iPad, he's there, 2 years old. He knows how to do, knows what apps, knows how to play the game.
So quick with it.
He knows everything. So it came to a point where when one battery of the one iPad died, they will be fighting over it, and it caused too much stress. As in, you guys are fighting over just to watch Melon and
all the toys that are sitting there, they won't pick it up.
Toys, books, you know, like there's so much other things to kind of like do. So what we did is put the iPads down. We don't charge them. Sorry, iPad's not working. Yeah, that's it. And we've done that maybe for the past, I don't know, maybe 2 months, and we notice a difference. Like even in the fact that they can communicate together, play together, like do other things. Now I get Sienna to read to her siblings. Azariah loves it. She sits down, Sienna's reading a book, and she's enjoying her sister, and I love watching them do that as well.
Yeah.
Instead of being on the iPad, you know, like it's really hard to even control that screen time, and even obviously the apps. First of all, you start looking at the apps that they're using. Yeah. Like not normal YouTube. You use YouTube Kids, put like restrictions in place and so on. But it's really difficult because at the same time it's helpful. It keeps them quiet, keeps them occupied. But then again, you know, like you're saying, using it to educate them. So the ABCs and it's language.
Knowing where to draw the line. So when you're saying it's helpful, with Isaiah, it did wonders. Isaiah was 2. He could say the numbers, identify them. He knew shapes, not your basic shapes. He was telling me trapezium, trapezoid. He was, and this is a 2-year-old.
Isaiah
he was so.
He's a very intelligent child.
Isaiah was speaking French. He was saying colors in Spanish, all from YouTube. Isaiah currently he sings Japanese song. Some Japanese train song. Should be Roman. Thank you. He'll be singing I'm gonna be German, and he'll be singing it. And it's from the YouTube. So then there's certain parts of it, and I'm like, okay, like he's absorbing some good knowledge, but then he'll be watching people playing Roblox, and he'll be telling me what the F. Do you know,
that's why I said filtering what they can actually watch on it.
Literally, you have to start. Like, no, I remember some time ago there was I think on YouTube there was I think it was an ad that would pop up, and it would be telling your child to do something. It was like do you remember?
I think.
Yeah, like there was like it was.
I think what people also.
It was something scary. Yeah, something like it would pop up.
It was all over Instagram.
Yeah, like you would just pop up random, and it wouldn't pop up when the adult was watching it, but then. Like I think
it's like they put it on children's programs.
Children's like it'll pop up. It'd be like something to do with like death or killing or something like something that it was not child friendly. And it's just like you think that your child is innocent and only gonna watch the things that look appealing to them, but actually children are curious. So even in their tapping, they may tap on something, and you know we need to be very conscious of what our children are absorbing because subliminal messages are real. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they spend so much of their time like looking on YouTube, and then things like Fortnite. Where did Fortnite come from? It's just like one day somebody played this Fortnite game and it became a global sensation to the point that Kiana was playing it. She still plays it from time to time. Fine, but then Isaiah's school friends are talking about Fortnite. And Isaiah that's never played the game will come and be like, oh yeah, I mean, we can play Fortnite. And it's like, okay, all of this from a game that is actually for 15 plus year olds. It's not for small children. Because essentially it's just shooting and killing. Right? So why are these 5-year-olds not coming to talk about, and they do things that tailor it to make it seem like it's, you know, child friendly, like all these dances that they do, and the avatars that they make that would be like Avengers and stuff that actually do appeal to younger children, but really it's not. And it's just tough as a parent trying to find the balance between good screen time and bad screen time, and knowing the cutoff. Like, okay, what is a decent amount of time to let your child watch the iPad or watch the YouTube, and you know what are other things that can be done. So it's not every day. Like on a rainy day, you can't go out. Look at the storm we've just had. You can't go outside in the house with the kids. you want to get some work done, you want to do the washing or you want to start cooking, your child like is making noise, okay, you give them the iPad. But what's an alternative? Because the alternative means you need to sit down with them and entertain them. Otherwise, I'm bored, and eventually you're going to give in to the same thing that you're trying to steer clear of. So it's tough, like trying to find the balance. And that's where I personally struggle. And I can't lie, if somebody can tell me a good way to entertain these kids, I've done the karaoke's, I've done the hide and seeks. I don't have any more places to hide in my house. I've now just started standing there saying boo. When they're opening their eyes. Like, it's fine. Like, there's only so much you can do before you get tired. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I think, I hear what you're saying. I think ages and stages of children matter as well. Because obviously when they're younger, like you said, Isaiah, like Makai and probably most of our kids, when they're younger, the A, B, C, D, the 1, 2, 3, the colours, the shapes, they grasp it a lot more on, you know, by the songs and all the rest of it easily on YouTube. So easy. Do you know what I mean? They love it. And then when you just find that they're saying words and you're just thinking, Like Makai the other day said, Mum, I literally banged my knee. Literally? I was like, did you hear that? You say it all the time. I was like, oh. But it was just funny because you see their growth in some ways. And there's words that I know it's not come from me, it's come from somewhere. And it must be YouTube. Because it's not come from your 3-year-old friends. It's just it's not. So I know at that school, man, you're playing, let's be honest. So I know that it's come from, do you know what I mean, some of these channels they watch. But you're right. Sometimes, like, Makaya's now come onto Sonic, which I was celebrating with you the other day. And I was very shocked, like, Sonic, like, how did you find out about Sonic? Of course, it's the tapping thing. So what I do sometimes, I mean, I'm very scheduled with Makaya anyway. So after nursery, he comes home, whilst he's eating his food, he can watch YouTube. What I try to do, when I can do it, is put YouTube on the TV because you can't really control what you're tapping. If it's on the phone, you slide in, you put this on. If it's on the TV, this is what I put you to watch, this is what you're going to watch. And what comes up next is likely to be very related to the previous one. So I try to do that just to try and manage, particularly if I can't sit there and be watching which one are you watching next or the rest of it. And then after that, once he's done his meals, then we have like what we call learning time. So straight away, he's got like all these little books, you know, to draw numbers. Because as much as you're learning online, you need the pen control. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So there's elements you have to do physically. Do you know what I mean? Because I schedule that time, and I then have a scheduled time where he can then, I might give him toys or I might give him Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cubes. That's that one. The little cubes. It's like you stick
Lego. The abacus with the little beads.
No, this one I can't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You literally stick them.
Got the little holes.
I know what you're talking about.
And you join it together. I can't remember what it's called, but I bought like loads of those because one thing I realized, you can make it into different shapes and it's good for counting. So I'll tell him something like, "Can you build me a crocodile?" Just so I can quickly go and wash the rice. something. Because I know that it's going to take more creativity. You know, some of the kids like puzzles. I've got one of my daughters love puzzles. You give them a puzzle because you can't always be there, like you're saying. Sometimes you have to do the laundry, the this, the that. But it's trying to find other things that don't require my time, but also don't run the risk of you watching too much TV or watching the wrong things. So I think it's trying to be creative with that. I think sometimes we have to strip back to the stuff we used to do. Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
But we used to go out and play. So I used to go and now you don't really see kids playing, and when you do, it's like, why are these kids not at home? Because it's not of the norm anymore.
Do you know what, the area I live in, the kids still play outside, especially in summer. And it's only last summer for the first time I was like, come on kids, let's go outside. And I sat outside on the wall while they played with the other kids. Like, it was quite nice to just do something different. Like, we don't need to be staring at a screen all day.
I think the difference with being outside now is that you kind of need to be out with your kids.
You have to be, that's what I mean. I had to come outside by yourself.
So I suppose the issue we probably have more so now is giving them play that doesn't require your monitoring so you can get on with something. Because our parents, we're playing out on our bike and our parents are doing stuff. Now we feel like if you're on YouTube, I have to be monitoring it before you go into something that's coming up with crazy pop-ups. If you're outside, I have to be outside with you. So it's like, how do I find your playtime that's not too much screen time, that's not risking watching the wrong things, but also gives me a bit of free time. But I think it's just being creative, finding stuff, like those block things really work for his age. Obviously, I don't know. I think as they get older, Amazon, I can't lie, Amazon's my bestie. Whether they're expensive or not, whether they're making crazy money from me, they do the job for me. If I see something today, it's here by tomorrow. Prime makes it very easy.
That's it.
But it does help, and I think sometimes just use Google and just search non-TV activities for kids. You'll be surprised that things actually come up. Yeah.
You know what?
I make them do drawings as well. Draw mummy, draw daddy, write a story. You know what I mean? Like little things like that.
Just to get their time.
That he's still 3, but something to kind of
Activities.
get their brain kind of moving and all the rest of it.
I recently, because this has actually been on my mind for a while now, but it's about literally trying to find the alternatives. So now, as I was saying, like, he'll come down and be ready to, like, which devices you're going to use first.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, I make learning fun. So every day with Isaiah, well, I try to be every day. Let's say every other day, but I try to make it every day. He has his workbooks and he'll have his spellings that he gets from school.
Yeah.
So with me and Isaiah, when it comes to education, it's a game show.
Yeah.
Everything's a game show. And I'll be like, today we've got Isaiah and he's gonna, have you seen my snaps?
Even those Snapchats, they're great to
I
watch.
literally be like, okay, he's gonna spell excellent, and he'll be like, oh. He loves it. He loves it. But he's learning, and I want him to enjoy learning.
Yeah.
So even when I get him the workbook and he's like, oh mum, why I don't want to do it. When he starts now and he finds
it.
and I love it. As a mum, I love it when the light bulb switches on and I see that he's got it. He'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Mum, this is easy. We'll be learning suffixes, prefixes. And you'll be like, this is easy.
Yeah.
Oh, mum, it's disapproved. He'll be like, it's disappear. And I'll be like, you think you're clever. But I love that because, you know, like he's learning and it's great for him. It's great for me. It's great. But then, we'll look at the clock. 5 minutes past. Okay, can I go back to my...
Yeah.
And it's like, how do we make it so that it's not every time let's go and play with the iTube or do something?
Kids, generally, they always want to go and play
They
something.
always want
and I think we've all had it.
to.
Maybe we weren't playing what they're playing today, but we all had that, I want to go and play out. Every time
Can I go and play outside?
You always want to do that thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That your mates are doing and the rest of it.
But it makes him very anxious. So have you tried to talk to a child that's on the phone?
Yeah.
Hello, Roman. Hello, Roman.
Yeah.
Do you know
not Roman the other day on my birthday? Roman, did you say happy birthday to me?
You know, I'll turn it off. So anytime I find that, like, if Makai's too engrossed, I'll take it off him. Because I need you to understand that at no point in time is it okay for me to call you and you're so engrossed that you can't hear me.
Yeah.
And I tell him that, he's only 3. I tell him, Mummy was calling you, you didn't hear, we're going to have to turn it off now. Because he needs to be conscious that you can't be so zoned into this. I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah, no.
It's not.
So I make sure, because he's aware of that, he doesn't want to take it off him, he's now more conscious. If he hears me, yes, Mummy. Even if he walks up with the phone, it's okay, but at least I know you're conscious of your environment. Anything could be happening, you need to know what's going on. You can't be so
I agree.
zoned in. So I think, I don't know, for me anyways, I'm not afraid to take it away. Cry if you're going to cry.
How do you manage with an older child now, like Kiana?
Exactly.
So having your own phone,
Kiana
the
and
apps,
her
what she's accessing.
Oh my gosh. So I'm not the mum that's gonna be like, give me your phone, I'm taking your phone away, because actually she doesn't do anything that wants me to take her phone away. But if she did, that would be the first thing I did, because I know it will affect her. But it's just like she loves her phone, but it's not terrible. It's not any more than any other teenage child. And because her balance is well, like she does her work, she knows that, okay, she comes home from school, oh, where's Kiana? Kiana, where are you? I'm doing my homework. So she'll do what she needs to do, and then she'll be on her phone. I'm fine with that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you learn your book first, you've got the whole day to play. Get your homework out the way, you can go and play. Exactly. And everything you need is in your phone these days. You want to watch films in your phone. You want to make phone,
research.
It's in your phone. Everything is in your phone.
Homework.
So I'm not mad at it. She'll be looking on TikTok. She'll be doing whatever. I'm not mad at it. But you've learned your books, and she does tutoring every single day. So it's fine. If you get all of that out of the way and you still want to be on your phone until whatever you go to bed, that's up to you. You're old enough now. Do you know what I mean? And I trust that she's going to make the right decisions. So with her, it's not so much of an issue. It's more so Isaiah and now Amara that she'll wake up and she'll throw a tantrum because she wants to watch Hickory Dickory Dock. I mean,
so what do you do when she's throwing a tantrum?
I give it to her, babe.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Every time?
Every single time. Like, it depends. But more time, I don't want to hear it. Amara's different. She's built differently. I don't know, man. The 2020 babies and onwards. I don't know. I don't want their beef. I'm not going to lie. I've met my match. Maybe she's my mini-me for real. But I just don't want any part of it. Once she tells you Hickory, just give her the bloody phone. Find something now. If it's not charged, go and charge something for this girl. I don't want the problems. And it's really bad. This is why I'm like, let me combat one and I'll come to the next.
She's still young, so she's not necessarily having to do too much learning.
You can't
she's
reason
quite sharp,
with her.
She's sharp.
You can't reason with her. And I have to remember that she's only 2 years old, only just turned 2. So I'm still dealing with a very small picking. So I'm not going to try and reason. Please, can you? It's fine. If she wants it, just give it to her. When I know that she's fully understanding, which she might do now, but I don't know for sure. When I know she's fully understanding, then I'll be like, actually, no, let's do like I've started buying her little workbook. So when she sees Isaiah doing his stuff, she works in her little book, like scribbling on a page, not really doing much. Of course, but you know, she looks like and I'll be like, oh, did Amara do hers? Okay. And then like, just to let her know that your time is coming, just know what's happening there. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, if she wants the phone, she gets the phone, babe. That's it. And I'm not gonna, I don't feel like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't, with that, I don't feel any type of way because I also need my peace. I'm not going to try and
sometimes you need to pick your battles, isn't it?
It's long. I'm not trying to have no screaming baby in my ears. It's long. I already have one of Mom. When can I watch Sonic? When can I watch it? But Mama's watching the phone. I'm just don't want to do it. Yeah. It's fine. So yeah, on that front, I'm still working on it, guys.
But do you think it's because of her age?
Yeah.
Because she's still so young?
Yeah, and because I
don't want the beef.
I'm scared of her. I don't want to deal with this. I'm not gonna lie. Amara, yeah, she wants it, she should take it. Did you not hear me earlier? They said she was crying because they took her rice. It's fine. They didn't even take the rice, but she cried. The thought of them, and she cried a real cry. I said, please, nobody's taking your rice. I don't want any parts of it. If she wants the phone, and it's literally always hickory dickory dock. I don't. Have you heard somebody crying for hickory dickory dock? The fact that she can even say, I want hickory dickory dock. I don't want to deal with it. So on that front, guys, honestly, I promise you, I'll cross that bridge later. Let me deal with this one first. That's actually growing in society at an age that he understands and he knows and he can be molded correctly. When she gets to his stage, and I know I've dealt with him, then we'll start our one. I'll put on my armor and we'll deal with it.
So what about you guys? To have like
I feel like the screens are like a necessary evil. So sometimes
that's a good way of putting it.
Sometimes I see Roman on it and I'm like disgusted.
With who though? With him?
I mean. So it's a bit of mom guilt. A bit of mom guilt and a bit of just like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes when it dies,
it's good.
It's finished.
But that one,
do you know what I mean? But when it dies now, it's me and him. So on one front, it's dead. So do you know what I mean? No more screen time. On the other front, it's dead.
Nice looking at you.
I'm trying to do the toddler, the baby. I'm trying to work with Judah. I'm trying to enjoy my time with him. So it's just long. It's all actually very long. But I always point on the TV. That one I do enjoy, and that one I'll even sit and watch my own phone on my own show on my phone. I don't mind. Do you know what I mean? It's on the TV, and I feel like then he's not so insular because you actually pause, play with the blocks.
But you know what? Did he watch a particular program? Can he watch the full thing?
Yeah, the thing is, Roman likes number blocks.
Yeah. Oh, so that's number blocks now.
That's all he watches. Number blocks and alpha blocks. So again, maybe because it's educational as well.
It's
not bugging me as much. As long as it goes to other shows, I'll just put it back. So, I don't know.
I do find that when it's on the TV though, they're more likely to stop and do something else halfway through than when they're on the phone. That phone, the fact that it's in your control.
Do you know what?
When they go from that moment of suddenly getting bored, all they do is slide it up and move
one.
Because it's on TV, you can't necessarily move it. They may take a walk. They may decide they want to log
Ezekiel will ask for the phone. He's bored of the TV. He asks for the phone.
Yeah, no, Makai does do that. But to be honest, I've made Makai uncomfortable with the answer no. We can go to a shop.
100%.
We go to a shop and Makai really wants something. If I say no, he's not going to start running on the floor and he won't shop any tantrum. He'll be like, okay, do we buy it next time, mummy? And I say, and sometimes even that melts my heart. I just buy it for him. He's such a good boy. Honestly, he doesn't. If I'm like, Makai, I know you've been watching me too much. He may get like a bit like in his feelings, but then he'll just move on, or I'll help him move on. I'll be like, Micaiah, how about we do this? And I'll sort of talk to him about something that he's really enjoying, or he'll be excited to talk about, and just shift his attention. Because I don't want to get to a place where I feel like you're running me.
Yeah.
Or I'm too scared to stop. I really just can't get there. I'm not gonna work like that. I'm just not. So thankfully, Makai doesn't. I don't know if it's because of how I've been sort of training him, you know, in the years gone by, but he doesn't like have too much of a like. And when he has tantrums, you're not allowed. The tantrum doesn't. No, this is honestly, it's not. All of that, like, oh, he's having a moment. That's not a thing. I'm so sorry.
I walk away and say, okay, bye.
No. I just say, calm.
And when they calm down, when we talk,
I make you calm down. No, you're not having this. No, that's my thing. We're not even. It's not. I'm not walking away and someone's screaming and throwing everything. That's just not happening. You have to control your emotion. So my thing is, okay, calm down. I help him to calm down, wipe his face. Okay, Makai, you're a good boy. You don't need to get upset. What I'm trying to say to him, and I explain it to him, and then I can shift his attention to something. Like, for example, we're going on holiday. I'm like, Makai, I've seen Paw Patrol armbands. Let me show you. Or something. And I'll move on to something just so he understands. Because I'm trying to, for me, I'm not going to let that tantrum thing become a thing. I feel like once you get used to it, once you're doing it, you'll be using it.
I think it depends on the child. Like, Makai being able, for you to be able to speak to Makai and say, okay, calm. My kids don't listen to calm down. They're not hearing it. They're not hearing it.
But do you have like...
So my thing is, you're going to calm down, but sort it out. I'm not trying to stop.
Like one of those,
yeah, I'm not feeling
calm down, anything like that. Because let me not lie to you, there's times where, okay, Makai, I think you're going to need to go to bed because... And then it's like, oh, Mommy, I don't want to... No. And then it's like, okay, then let's do this. Because I'm so sorry. In this life, sometimes if you go to work or something annoys you, you can't just...
I think maybe for my kids...
But with children that don't know how to articulate themselves,
tantrum
is
their way of expressing.
There's ways to help children. Remember that there's ways. YouTube, thankfully, have
sometimes
loads of channels.
They're not listening.
Help children that don't know how to articulate themselves. We have to be open to learning different ways.
For me, I feel like
I'm not saying anything to say.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying we have to be open to learning.
I think it depends on. Yeah, it depends on the child, and on top of that, I think it depends on the child. So for me, how I manage with Sienna is different to how I manage with Zeke and Azariah. Azariah, she don't listen when she's in her tantrum or in her. She's not hearing anything. So you know what? Okay, you calm down. I'll walk away. Right now.
But how old is she?
She's 4.
And do you think she's always been like that?
She's better now. I'm talking about when she was like 2, 3, those real like tantrum like stages. I'll walk away, and me walking away, it's like you haven't got my attention no more. You're there, they stop. Like for me, for Azariah and Zeke, they get over it, and it's okay, cool. We're gonna talk about this.
Yeah.
I feel like dealing with a tantrum is a lot in terms of I don't want to deal with it. So I'm not going to feed. No, I'm not going to feed it. It's exhausting. I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to pay you. So sometimes the attention that you're giving to them at that time is even making it worse. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Makai is really good for you to be able to speak to him in that moment.
But I also think the fact that if a child doesn't respond to you speaking to them, the fact that you're doing something that's not feeding it.
Yeah.
Because it's that kind of zero tolerance for this behaviour.
Yeah.
Whether it's you're walking away, whether it's the child is more receptive to you talking, obviously every child is different. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not disputing that. But I'm saying is, I'm not going to allow you to think that this is okay and I have to be...
Right.
What's the word? Like... I don't know, making it seem like this is all right. I need you to understand that this is not progressive. This is not going to help you to even achieve what it's not going to help you. And I need you to understand that so that you slowly learn to deal with it.
And you don't want it to become a habit as well.
My only concern with what you're saying is, are we now saying that you can't express how you feel?
No.
This is following from Debbie's point. Also, it's like with toddlers, the self-control part of their brain is still developing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why they go berserk.
Yeah.
Because they can't even... The emotion, it's just one big feeling.
But hold on. I agree with that.
I agree with that. It depends on
but what you
that
find,
as well.
sometimes
it gets better.
When your child's in another environment, because remember, we're saying that their mind can only take so much self-control, which I do agree with because they're still developing. Like, don't get me wrong, they're not robots. But children are also smart. There's some environments that they're in, if they feel like the auntie grandma's not going to take it, in that moment, as passionate as they are, they cool down.
I haven't seen my son in that environment.
No. Honestly, I believe most kids, like in other environments, I don't know, like...
I think they do worse in other environments.
Not
worse, but try to show out. It's like, you're not...
Well, try to display more.
Yeah.
But I think...
At what age?
we're talking about that 2, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the terrible twos.
No, not terrible. Terrible 2s. I'm not actually talking about terrible 2s because I think 2 is too young. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5.
No, but 4, 5, you're not throwing tantrums like that.
Yeah, I think it's 2, 3.
No,
okay, maybe.
Like
But then you know,
2 or 3.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 2 or 3. When you're still grasping it all, do you know? So now as Roman's getting a bit older, now when he's upset, takes himself, goes sits on the stairs. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's his way of working through his feelings. Yeah. Whereas before, and there's still times where he may still fling but more times,
and he goes
down. And this is the
have
thing.
a moment. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I mean. So obviously from 2, because I think that, I don't like to call it terrible 2s, but that expression 2 age, that's different. I think they're really just exploring themselves, and you have to give them that. No, you have to kind of give them that time. You have to find your own way of dealing with that. Yeah. But I'm talking more so like the 3s and onwards, because again, it's like, okay, like you said, your example, Roman will go and sit on the stairs. If you're doing something wrong, you're going to sit on the stairs. That's fine. Sit on the stairs. When you're ready, come back. What I'm not going to do is follow you to the stairs and make you feel like this is going to control. Yeah. Who does what for you when you want it done? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let you use it as a power tool. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. It's like how you deal with the reaction. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, at all times, I always make sure I tell Makai, I love you. You know, mommy loves you. Like all of that, I will never allow you to even question that. No. But I just need to make you know, because children are smart. If they feel like they can use something as a power tool, they will. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, at what point, even if I let you go and express yourself, or you walk away, or I say, no, I'm so sorry, Makai, you need to calm down, or whatever, because different things work for different kids, or you go walk away and sit on the chair. What I'm not going to do is now, because you threw something, you did something completely wrong. You sat in the stairs, I'm now going to come and be like, come on. And that's, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So what I'm saying is how you, because some people get this guilt and they don't like the fact that their child's going to go away, or do you know what I mean? Some people can't walk away from a tantrum.
You discipline your child. Yeah. Like you've corrected them. And they've now gone and now you have to
another thing I think we need to...
I'm not going to do that.
Another thing...
when you come back, because Makai is the kind of child as well, if he's upset, he wants to come back and say, sorry, Mum, and I'm going to give you all the cuddles in the world. I'm going to talk... So much so that I will even explain it so much so that next time what I find with Makai, if I go and do something, let's say like I accidentally threw something, Mommy, that's really... because he's learned what I've told him about that thing. Do you know what I mean? But I just think, obviously every child is different.
Another thing we need to encourage kids to do is use their words. And at 2, they're learning. Yeah. So it's like, okay, cool, you're upset or whatever it is, use your words. Sometimes, even when they want something, they'll be like, or making noises and grasping. No, I can't hear you. You need to use your words. Like, as well. There's no, it's difficult because obviously they're young. Some of them are just learning how to speak. Some of them, their speech, their speech is really good. But it's trying to encourage them that there's different ways to express yourself. You don't need to go in the full, tantrum or, rage to get your point across. Yeah. Like, if you're upset, like Roman said, he goes on the stairs, sit down. There's other ways to kind of like deal with it. Exactly. You can use your words.
I'm even trying to start breathing.
To slow down the...
Yeah, he hasn't really...
But that's the thing,
he's young though.
It's teaching, you have to teach them.
I think that will help as well.
It's not going to happen overnight.
Just to self-regulate. Just to calm down.
And I think that's it. You have to understand that it's like, no one's going to learn like that. Do you know what I mean? But you have to be patient enough to teach them through the emotion. And when they've got it, you now have to let them work through it to come to the place that you've taken them. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because, I mean, it's not a one size fits all. There's no, like, obviously you guys have 3 kids, for example. What works for one doesn't work for the other. But I think just making sure that you understand the end goal, you understand what it is. You have to be intentional with everything. Because I think if you're not, it's so easy to lose sight and then, actually, I didn't really nip this in the bud so much as I should have. Or I didn't even realise that every time he or she cries, I always pick them up. Because sometimes it's so default, you don't even always notice it. And it takes someone else to say, do you notice that and you'll be feeling like...
Do you know what's interesting? Do you know what? When Sienna was in nursery, one of, the, I don't know, not parents' evening, but like you go to for feedback about, your child and stuff. One of the things that the nursery kind of fed back was like, Sienna finds it really difficult, like she found it difficult to express herself in terms of she gets really upset. And that's where the whole thing about use your words came from. And it started from then. They were like, what you should try and do at home is encourage her to use her words. Because what she'll do is get so upset. It's like she gets so worked up. She can't get her words out. She's just angry and just crying. Even now, there's times where Sienna's and it's like, what's wrong? And she can't say it. It's just like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what's up with you? Like, you could talk to... She's just so worked up. And I'm just like, oh, Lord, the teenage years are going to be something. But yeah, it's trying to encourage that. Like,
Yeah.
I still encourage it. Use your words.
Yeah.
Talk through it. Say it, and
Yeah.
maybe breathing and stuff like me. I'm taking
And
it.
even like, because kids stutter a lot. I don't know, like when there's a particular age where when they're trying to express something, because they're crying, they're it's like, when. But one thing I've taught myself is I have to look just as interested when you started in the middle, even if we've only got last 3 words. It's true, because I need to show that I'm compassionate and concerned about what you're saying. Because they read everything, you know. Yeah, and then it affects whether or not they want to come to you next time. Or if they're going to bottle it up.
Yeah.
Just all these little things matter. So when
even telling them to just
stop
and breathe, just wait. Take your time.
Yeah. But there's no book, there's no manual for this.
There is no manual.
There isn't a manual.
And all children are different. Like we don't treat every child the same way. So it's whatever works, isn't it? And you probably try different things before you find something that actually works.
And I feel like, like there's no judgment. No. Like as parents, and I'm saying this for myself, I'm actually telling myself this, so you guys just listen up, yeah? There's no judgment. Like I know that you do your best as a parent.
This is it.
So as I'm thinking like, I really need to revisit this screen time limit and whatnot. Actually, you know what? In time, things will slot into place how they're supposed to. And I'll do everything I can to make sure that it's done how it should be done. But in this moment in time, I'm not gonna like apply pressure to myself. I will continue doing what I'm doing, monitoring my child and making sure that they're getting the best knowledge. And okay, fine, like when we were growing up, like thinking back to like we were listening to songs and we were singing Spice Girls and it was
making
great,
up dances.
But actually, if we think about the lyrics, they're not actually that great.
No,
you know what I mean?
Tell you the killer.
When you listen to it now, you're like, what?
Bare of us had TVs in our bedroom.
Yeah,
I had cable.
Yeah.
So that is screen time right there.
Yeah.
I had N64.
Yeah, we had only the Game Boy, everything.
Yeah,
so it just kind of goes.
It's just changed a little bit. It's technology, isn't it?
But it's just about how you monitor it. That's what I'm saying. Like finding that good balance.
As long as they're done in, do you know what I mean?
In moderation.
Yeah. And I think, and one thing you got to remember, because even your example of Isaiah is a very
intelligent.
He's clued up, man.
He's
clued up. He's our number one fan.
And you have to kind of, understand each child and see is this a weakness for this child? Is it affecting their education? Is it affecting the way they speak? Because sometimes if, like everything in moderation, obviously nothing over the top, but if they're doing it in moderation and it's not affecting their speech or respect or making them decline in any way, what's the real issue?
There's no harm,
But if it's a child that, even though it's in moderation, that moderation is still affecting them, they can't seem to strike a balance, then of course you're going to have a different style and a different management with the screen time. Exactly. So I think, again, it comes back down to that. Each child being different. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because Isaiah is a very sharp kid. So for me, I wouldn't be... I understand why you're trying to do it. And I think we all get mum guilt with different things. Just as individuals. But I think sometimes you have to step back and just think, okay, how are things looking? What is good at? What is bad at? Is he slipping? You know what I mean? Review it and really understand. Is it me just... Because sometimes there's this thing, I think, this stigma around this screen time, and it's just a thing. I don't allow my child to watch TV more than an hour.
Some kids don't watch TV. Only on the weekends.
But some kids don't watch TV all day, all night, and they're still not the sharpest in class. So, no, do you know what I mean?
It's true.
Kids learn differently. Some kids need to go into a Saturday school or after school or get a tutor because just them reading with just you is not enough. Every child's different.
100%.
So I think there is no blanket statement to any of these things when it comes to raising kids. Like there isn't. And sometimes I think the mum guilt comes from the stereotypes and the sayings as opposed to that doesn't work for the child, and it does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100% back to what you're saying, but just. There's no judgment. As I keep saying, every parent is doing their best. Our parents did their best. And we're doing the same.
Our parents did a fantastic job. Hello.
Our parents are amazing.
Thank you.
When I think back,
fantastic.
I'm a parent now, and I think about just how much like they did. Honestly, sometimes I think like I must be soft. Like, I can't handle that because it's true. Like they kept. No, when it comes to keeping down your home, and you're not doing just 9 to 5 where you can clock out at 5. Like it doesn't work like that for them. It's amazing,
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we hope you've enjoyed that. If you have any questions, any suggestions about screen times and managing the whole internet,
apps
and tricks, things that we can do outside of TV with our kids that help us manage our time as well, please feel free to share. We look forward to hearing from you. That's it today from Mums and Melanin. Bye, guys.
Bye.